Welcome to San Antonio and the famous Riverwalk, where the focus today is not the Final Four, but the 2004 Hoop Summit presented by Nike. We're at the Texas San Antonio Convocation Center for the best of the world under 19 against Team Select USA. Hi, everyone. I'm Bill Land, along with Bobby Cremins, former Georgia Tech coach, still wearing his Tech colors, and proudly so after the big victory yesterday. But today we take a look at the future stars, and when you look at these two teams coming in here, Bobby, maybe the thing to stress is this is not an all-star game, is it?
No, you better believe it's not an all-star game. The world team came in here last Sunday. They had 2 workouts every day for 6 days. And of course, our team, the USA team, they're not playing for a high school or an AAU team. They're playing for their country, and they have a lot of pride in that.
They seem very excited about it, and certainly there's a buzz about the player that's received the most publicity. That is Sebastian Telfair. Is he the real deal in your mind?
Absolutely. This guy's out of the Brooklyn, New York, and he is an outstanding, true point guard, the best in the country. He signed with Louisville. What I love about this young man, he can control the tempo. He's a great passer. He will run the team today.
And if he's a great passer, you know he's excited about his teammates. He's got one guy in particular who can absolutely fill it up, J.R. Smith.
Well, I haven't seen a high school player like this in Dennis Scott. This young man has absolutely incredible range. He signed with North Carolina. He loves to shoot the 3-ball. The world team is going to have to find him in transition.
Well, speaking of the world team, they represent 10 different countries. They've needed some time to come together here. There was a lot of buzz about a 17-year-old from China because naturally they talk about Yao Ming. Well, Yi Jianlian is not quite there yet, but he's talented.
Absolutely. He is not Yao Ming. He's only 17 years old. But what he does have, he has tremendous skills for his height. He can take the ball outside. He can take it inside. He needs to get stronger. But within a year or two, this guy just might be another Yao Ming.
And as you might expect, these world players are all excellent shooters, even though they have great size. A good example of that is 6'10" Luka Bogdanovic.
You're absolutely right. They all can shoot the 3-ball, but this guy, he might not have the range of JR, but he can really stroke it. He also can drive to the basket. The USA team is going to have their hands full guarding this guy.
Speaking of a guy who's going to have his hands full, Brian Anderson, the third member of our broadcast team, a chance to visit with all the NBA scouts, college coaches, and the fans that are here today. Should be fun, Brian.
Hey, absolutely, Bill. It's going to be a great time today. Now, this is what they call an international friendly match. It's not an exhibition per se, but it's not a game that counts on the international standing. So that means we've got great access today to not only the players competing in the game, but all of the great names, not only from the college ranks, but from the NBA ranks as well. Every NBA team is represented here with multiple scouts. The pictures have been printed. It's the world against the United States. Bill and the coach are back with a tip next.
Welcome back to San Antonio, the beautiful Riverwalk area, the Hoop Summit presented by Nike. And we are on the campus of Texas San Antonio, the Convocation Center, and ready to give you the starting lineups for today's contest. Let's take a look at the World Select team.
My name is Sandro Gamba. I am from Italy. I am the head coach of the world team.
My name is Marin Sedlacek. I am the assistant coach for the world team from Belgrade, Serbia.
I am Sergio Rodriguez from Spain.
Hi, I'm Rocco Ukic from Split, Croatia.
Ojea Chocho from Nigeria.
I'm Juan Palacios from Medellin, Colombia.
Luka Bogdanovic from Belgrade, Serbia.
Marcos from Brazil.
Mike Schroeder from Germany.
My name is Wojciech Bajic from Poland.
I'm Andrea Bargnani from Italy.
I'm Yi Jianlian, come from China.
Those are the World Select, 19 and under. Now let's take a look at United States best offer.
Boo Williams, coach, Hampton, Virginia.
Joe Klein, assistant coach, Little Rock, Arkansas.
Sebastian Telfair, point guard from Brooklyn, New York.
Daniel Gibson, point guard from Houston, Texas.
Jordan Farmar, point guard from Los Angeles, California.
J.R. Smith, two guard from Newark, New Jersey.
Malik Harris, the combo guard from Detroit, Michigan.
Mike Williams Ford from Camden, Alabama.
Rudy Gay, small forward from Baltimore, Maryland.
Josh Smith Ford from Atlanta, Georgia.
Joseph Jones Ford from North Texas.
DJ White, power forward, Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
And the tip comes off to Sebastian Telfair of the USA. Bill Land, Bobby Cremins with you here today on Fox Sports Net. And right away, J.R. Smith fires the three-point shot. School ranks. Certainly for the world team, that's at their normal range, Bobby.
Right. U.S. they have to play like a team today, Bill. They got to watch the quick shots. They've had 2 quick shots. Here you see the world team run their half-court offense.
Schroeder's shot blocked by Jefferson, and a foul is called. We mentioned the rules, and the big difference here, there's a couple to keep your eye on, and certainly I think touching the ball on the rim is one of them.
No question. The U.S. is going to get caught off guard with that. The world team, they know how to knock the ball away once it hits the rim.
Once it hits the rim, it is live, and that'll take a while for these U.S. stars to relate to. The jumper is good by Churchill Odia, 6'6", 160. He's out of Nigeria. He is committed to Xavier. Has been going to high school here in the U.S. at up in Maryland. Montrose Christian. Down low, and the charging call will negate the stuff by Jefferson, and the ball comes back to the world team.
I like the way the U.S. got the ball inside. This guy, Al Jefferson, believe it or not, Bill, he averaged 42 points a game. He had 66 points in one game. But he is their best, strongest inside player. And I like to see the ball.
That is Jefferson's second foul. So Marcellus Williams, Boo Williams, as he is known, already having to deal with foul situations. The jumper good by Jukic. Roko Leni Jukic. He's from Croatia, 6'6", 185. He will remind those from this area of Manu Ginobili from the San Antonio Spurs. The jumper the other way is good for the U.S.
And obviously they have a great advantage over our youngsters because of that.
You know, of course, the other side, the U.S. players very talented, maybe athletically a little bit better in some areas, but playing against high school competition. Bogdanovich goes for the three. Can't hit, and actually tipped up.
Met him several times, but he played in the 1960 Olympics. There we see the three ball by the world team. But Coach Gamba is a legend in foreign basketball, international basketball.
And now involved clinics and also sports psychologists as well. Here with it out front for the world team. 8 on the shot clock.
Good half-court offense. Now here comes the high screen.
Great defense by Telfair to force the pass. Odia picks it up and fires just before the shot clock. Leon underneath. He gets it put back in his face, and then Telfair comes through with a quick steal. Nice dish, knocked away. Back out, Sebastian Telfair. 3 won't go. Rebound, and Bobby Cremins with you here. The steal by Smith. Josh Smith driving strong to the basket and finishes.
That's our defensive quickness. Virginia area, great basketball area.
Allen Iverson, I believe, played for him as well.
See, we see the defensive quickness again by the USA. Good pass.
And Odia, and there is Smith, and JR hits the jumper here, and the U.S. takes the lead, 11-10.
Go with it.
Sergio Rodriguez is in the game guarding Telfair now. Here is Josh Smith with the jumper. The 3 won't fall. Williams with a rebound and the follow.
What did I say about shooting?
Great shooter, right?
Great shooter.
Yeah. Well, he's worked on it this week.
See, here's the defensive pressure, trying to get another steal.
And Odia.
Playing my Yellow Jackets tomorrow night for the national championship.
Get that plug in there. Can't imagine who you think will win that one. There's the alley-oop, and a little bit under, and it comes off to the U.S. after Palacios could not finish on the feed. Telfair the other way, finds Gay for 3. Got it!
What a pass. That's transition basketball. Defensive pressure, transition basketball.
Determine whether he's going to go to Baylor or Florida State are the leading contenders for his services. Inside Gay.
Very good athlete.
Oh, got it to spin and fall.
Jim Calhoun would like that move.
That should be a terrific final. Just as the buzzer sounds, it is good. As Sergio Rodriguez, the 6'3", 170-pounder from Spain, hits the bucket. And it's a 22-18 game after 1 quarter. The best young players from the world against USA. We'll be right back. USA crashed the boards, but coming away with it. Palacios, Rodriguez, and the easy dish and the nice pass as Odia scores.
Sergio has done a nice job backing up Rocco. He made a big jumper right. That's what I love about this game.
Yeah, there's a lot of pride on the line here, and in some cases there's scholarships and or jobs in the NBA because the influence is more than just the NBA from Europe and around the world. But in addition to the squad, as Marcus Aldridge from Seagoville in the Dallas area is unable to play because of a stress fracture in his back. He is committed to Texas, by the way. And the jumper here is good by Josh Smith to make it 32-20. And the USA squad a double-digit lead with a timeout call. It's Brian Anderson with you here today in San Antonio. USA with a 12-2 run this quarter to open up a 12-point lead. With a shot and one. Oh my!
That's exactly what the world team needed. They are not shooting well. And we talked about this big guy. Look at that range for 6'11". Wow, can Yao Ming shoot it like that?
Just 17 years old and 5:07 to go first half. 10 on the shot clock now. Bogdanovic. Couldn't get it to fall. Great block. The follow again, Palacios gets it to go. Nice second effort there to make it 36-25.
2 or 3 sad stories. So we would just like to see the number reduced.
Inside the dish and maybe a bit of a walk, but don't count it anyway for Palacios.
Nice pass in there.
He's got a half dozen for Palacios, says Telfair has it for the USA. Boy, that ball's like a yo-yo. Inside Jefferson, the jump hook. Got it.
That's his game. He loves the paint. He just has a
situation is with Sebastian, but he's a great player, and you know, hopefully he decides that he wants to come this way. But you know, he's a great player, and he's got a lot of skills at the point guard position. Can do just about anything he wants on the floor.
It's Reggie Theus, assistant coach of Louisville. Guys, 2 dates to remember. The declared date for the NBA is May 19th. The pullback date is June 19th, so the folks in Louisville will be.
And of course, the question there, Bobby, is he would be the first point guard to come out and go directly from high school to the NBA, and that's a whole different deal.
It really is, and you know, it's his decision. I know Rick would love to coach him. He would learn a lot of basketball from Rick Pitino, and it would behoove him to go to college. But again, that young man who's going to be with them so they can teach him.
Telfair drops it off on the side for J.R. Smith. Smith on the drive, up and in. What strength there for J.R. Smith, who saw the outside shooting. This is a guy that is headed for North Carolina, if not the NBA, and just a sensational talent.
Similar situation. You know, we talked about his range, and you know, look at this guy's range.
Yee with the miss. The rebound comes off to Jukic, though.
First thing we talk about is coaching. When we see a great shooter, we want to know, can he put the ball on the floor? Can he create? And J.R. Smith, not only can he shoot, he can create. Finally.
Yeah, Bogdanovic comes out and shows you. Bobby talked about the shooting.
They need that. And they also, I'm a little bit confused. I don't know what's happened to Andre Banyani. I don't know where he is. He might be their best player.
He's played sparing. Jukic banks in the 3. Well, you get a little luck once in a while, and maybe that'll get this world team going a bit. They pulled back within 4. The final seconds ticking off here before halftime.
Maybe coach is saving Banyani for the second half, because Banyani, well, I really believe he's their best player.
Telfair just before the buzzer hits the 3. Wow. And gives the USA a 47-40 lead at halftime. Sebastian Telfair with a 3-pointer to match the 3 that was banked in on the other side. Take another look here as the teams head to the locker room.
See, this is what Stephon could do. Stephon could shoot the ball so well, and so can this young man. He's the total package, Bill.
And halftime here, Brian Anderson has got one of the USA standouts with him, Josh Smith.
All right, thanks a lot, Bill. Josh, comments on that first half. You guys got it where you want it?
Not right where we wanted, but I feel that we just played
good team basketball, and especially crash the boards to play defense. I mean, if we keep that up and keep playing defense and make defensive stops and scoring on the other end, we got this game done. We'll win.
15 points from you. Were you expecting to get the ball that much and be this active this early?
I didn't expect me to get that many points, but I just playing hard and playing in the team concept. And if I play hard, if I feel like I got to play hard for my team to win, then I'll do it.
All right, Josh Smith, 15 points in that first half, guys. Not a lot of shots going around either, so a big first half for Josh with 15.
Yeah, he led Oak Hill Academy to 38-0 this year, trying to lead the USA to a win here today. We got great features and more coming up at halftime. Stay with us on Fox Sports Net. Welcome back to University of Texas San Antonio, the Convocation Center, as we continue with a Hoop Summit presented by Nike. Halftime, Bill Land along with Bobby Crimmins here. And we'll have a chance to look at some stats in a moment. But if there's one guy that has stood out today for this USA team, it's certainly been Josh Smith.
Maybe the best athlete on this team. He could also stroke it. But he can do everything. He's from Atlanta, Georgia. I wish he was there when I was coaching. But, of course, he already signed with Indiana. And he's just, simply a great athlete. I thought that was great weak side help.
And you see there why he has a tough decision as well about whether or not to turn professional or indeed go to Indiana. We'll have a chance to take a look at the stats here. When you look at the numbers, nothing really jumps out. Rebounds, there's an edge of 5 for the world. But maybe the turnovers is the reason USA's got the lead. It's 10-5 there.
And that's all because of one reason, the USA defensive quickness. And going into the game, we talked about that could be a great asset. The defensive quickness could make a tremendous difference in this game, and that's what's caused the turnovers.
And we hope to see Bargnani here in the second half. We'll find out more about that as well. So stay with us. We'll come back. Second half action not far away. It's 47-40 USA. Welcome back to San Antonio, Texas, the Hoop Summit, presented, I should say, by Nike. Bill Land, Bobby Crimmins, and Brian Anderson with you. Not far from the Riverwalk out of the University of Texas, San Antonio in the Convocation Center, as the USA with a 47-40 lead over the World Select team. And if you just joined us, these are the best 19 and under players. They're going head-to-head here today. And, Bobby, we talked a little bit about defense and those turnovers. 13 points off of those turnovers what the U.S. has got because of that defensive pressure as well.
Well, putting it simply, Bill, the USA has made the world team look a little bit slower. And, we talk so much about the quickness of the USA team. And throughout the years, that has been the one advantage for the USA is that defensive pressure, that defensive quickness that the world coaches have to contend with.
Yeah, and Boo Williams, that was one of the points he was stressing to his club was that, hey, we have the ability to play that type of defense, but don't expect them to come down and just fire a shot. If you sustain that effort, we'll have the edge. Right. And they've done that so far. Fair with it.
And guess who's in the game? Finally, number 12, the big guy.
Andrea Bargnani.
Andrea Bargnani, who, I tell you what, Bill, he's a great player.
He's from Italy, number 12 in the black. The shot will not go this time for Smith, the loose one, and Bargnani fighting for it. Doesn't win it, though, and the stuff by Jefferson. Here's the USA, the opening lost control, and coming back quickly is Gay the other way for the USA to Telfair. J.R. Smith. I'm telling you, players still don't adjust. You better be on him.
See, what I love about Sebastian, you see the work inside by Jefferson. See, Yee should have had that rebound. Jefferson just out-hustled him. But I'm so impressed with Sebastian. There's that jump shot. They do so well. But Sebastian, he can be selfish. He can go.
Well, this year we had the 8 scholarship kids. 6 of them were freshmen or sophomores, so we were lacking on our experience a little bit, but we'll have them all back, I think, next year. We had a great recruiting class, so Cats will be back. We won 20, but that's not what we're looking for. We'd like to be at the side of the Final Four with the team next year.
All right, Lute Olson from Arizona, guys.
Thanks, Brian. J.R. Smith, more than a shooter. Wow.
Oh, man alive.
So what do you do when you're defending this guy? Coach is all over you about getting in his shorts.
And you're that good a shooter, he has the green light. So he's allowed to shoot like that because he's just an incredible shooter.
Barsic with a miss. Schroeder, the putback, and the foul. And he'll go to the line, and that stops a 9-0 run on the part of the USA. Another look as Schroeder with the follow. And the timeout is...
And had a few those German beers with his mom and dad and got to know him. And, of course, the rest is history.
Josh Smith flying to the basket once again. And
Josh from Brazil. And, of course, the greatest player ever to play basketball in Brazil is by name Oscar Schmidt.
Lost it there. J.R. Smith with an exclamation point.
Wow.
67-49. He has a dozen.
But this young man from Brazil, his nickname is Martitos, and he's a great athlete. I coached against Oscar. What a shooter. There you go.
Fill it up now the other way. Bogdanovic is showing a little bit of his range. He's got 9, makes it 67-4 if they go out to the timeline. Wow. Bogdanovic with it. 3:04 to go, third quarter. 67-52 USA. And 7 on the shot clock. Odia lets it fly, and he hits the 3 to make it 67-55. Churchill Odia.
But look at this. Look at this athletic ability. We talked about his shooting ability. Wow. That's what you call finishing.
Newark, New Jersey, St. Benedict's basketball. Schroeder. Bogdanovic hits the jumper again, and now he's looking like he's getting a little bit of a rhythm.
He's what I call a pure shooter. So to be there. When I coach against foreign teams, they were intimidated by our defense, but the foreign teams have caught up to us. These coaches have done a great job, and the impact of foreign basketball on the United States basketball has been tremendous. How about this guy? Whew. He's taking over the game right now.
It's taken by Gibson. Gibson looking for the alley-oop to Smith. And then coming back and feeding Jefferson was Hairston, and then running it down is Gibson, which is great effort for the U.S. squad.
Well, the world team, again, they're allowing second and third shots. They should have came up with that loose ball. They don't have a chance if they're not going to get after it this last quarter.
Josh Smith. Dipsy-do and takes care of the finish.
He has peripheral vision, sees everything.
See the steals that's paying off in the quickness. 10-2 USA. Oh, there's a follow. Oh my! Jefferson finishes it.
Absolutely no block out. When that ball goes up, you got to put a body on somebody. You cannot go and watch the ball or the rim. You got to turn and put a body on Jefferson. Wow, these guys are good, eh?
Sensational.
There he is.
And finally gets the bucket. 78.
Rich Seabrook mentioned this early on. There's about 6 or 7 great players from the world team that are not here today because of visa problems, and their clubs would not allow them to come. A great player from Russia, I understand, is not here, so let's take that into consideration for this world team.
And Jukic gets it blocked by Smith, and they're Hairston coming back the other way with Smith before he lost it. And Bargnani gives it back up. And again, USA just...
I don't want to comment too much on it, but I think, you know, we see some pretty good talent in here on both sides. And, the guys that seem to be playing very hard, and I think they're representing their country very well.
Mitch Richmond, now a scout with Golden State, a great NBA player, and Bill, and you can't blame him. He doesn't want to give away his secrets.
Nice fast break there as Bogdanovic got the basket, and it's now 83-71. Boy, Mitch Richmond, what a player now in the NBA, but Kansas State, he was so dominant.
I want to know what he thought of J.R. Smith. Could he shoot like him?
Yeah. Hairston, bit out of control, can't finish, but guess what? DJ White, 6'9", 230 from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Headed to Indiana with the finish.
To see how much they got to go back to their countries and continue to work hard in order to play at a high level like this.
Look at Telfair. Oh my. Oh, the floater. Teardrop wouldn't go. Rebound comes off to Eileen. And quickly all the way down the floor, and the alley-oop as Bogdanovich in midair able to put it in.
What a crossover by Sebastian.
10-point game, though.
Yep.
I'll tell you, they were down 19, and the world team has cut it almost in half. Inside, Al Jefferson says, not yet. Oh, my.
Oh, man. Well, you could double team that, but Yee cannot allow Jefferson just to dominate him like that.
Yeah, he receives the ball so deep.
Oh, man.
He was over.
I think we know why he scored 42 points a game now.
Rodriguez, nice move, but won't fall. And the rebound comes assist. 2:51 to go. Jukic with it now.
I started to say that looked like Shaq over Yao Ming.
Yee goes underneath, and the turnover gives it right back to the USA.
And we should also, I encourage them to continue to come to school in the United States and play college basketball.
Gibson replacing Telfair. Eventually it ends up in the hands of Jefferson, and then J.R. Smith with the follow stop.
Is there anything he hasn't done today?
J.R. was 17. 1:13 to go. Legion Lee gives it back out. Jukic, the jump stop in the paint. Nearly lost it, eventually did. Jones there to help out, and Gibson comes up with it. Joe Jones getting a little bit of playing time here. Then he's a late addition with one of the cancellations. He's 6'9", 250 from Norman G, Texas, a small 1A school. He's going to Texas A&M. Number 11 down in the paint for the USA squad right now.
Yeah, good move, because Jordan Farmer, a young man who's going to UCLA, a very good point guard. He just had a sprained ankle and couldn't play.
Let's go over to Brian Anderson with Sebastian Telfair.
All right, thanks a lot, Bill. Sebastian, a pretty good day's work for you. Your thoughts about your performance today?
Had a great team out there today. Had a great team. You know, a lot of guys that run the USA basketball, they showed some taping from the past games where guys didn't come in and play together. So me being a point guard, I made sure all week that we played together and we play hard. And we had to play a lot of defense, and we did a great job together.
Yeah, 7 assists for you today, and everybody is anxious to know your decision. You don't have, well, you have until May 19th to make that call. Can you give us an idea of what the decision process is like for you, and have you made a decision?
I haven't made any decisions. I think God is going to do some great things for me. But right now I'm just here playing hard and trying to put myself in the best position I could be in for my future.
Playing with USA across your chest, what's that mean to you?
I mean, it's a whole lot. You know, I feel happy that I'm here representing the United States. You know, a lot of international players are coming into the league and they're doing a great job. But also we want to show everybody in this world that the U.S. guys, we are fundamentally sound and we can play defense.
Sebastian Telfair, Bobby Crimmins tells the story. You showed him where Stephon Marbury's floor was. You remember that meeting?
Yeah, I definitely remember that when he was recruiting Stephon. He came into the building and Stephon said, "This is my little cousin Sebastian." And we shook hands, and I didn't see him for 9 years, and now we're here today playing the USA games.
Now tell me about your brother. You've got a brother just as good, yes?
Better. My little brother Ethan, he's home right now watching me. He knows I love him, and I'm working hard so he can be a lot better than me and Stephon.
All right, Sebastian Telfair, guys.
All right, thank you very much. Bobby had some problems with his headset. I don't know if you heard all of what he was saying there, Bobby. It's a great story. Yeah, was it illegal to hand a business card at age 9 to a player?
I tell you what, I just love what that young man said because I think he said it all. But I wish I would have stuck around coaching a little bit longer, and I would have known exactly what floor to go back to, and I would have known exactly what building to go to. But I'm very proud of what he just had to say about USA basketball.
And team aspect of it as well. I told a story that one of the coaches, I think it was Boo Williams, they made sure they showed this team a tape of a game against Venezuela in a qualifying game a couple years ago in Venezuela, where the Venezuelans were down 14 and came back and won. And that certainly made an impact. And here, USA not letting anybody slip up on them today. 99-79, our final score here this afternoon as the USA select team by 20 over the world select team. When we come back, we'll have a chance to visit with some of the standouts in this contest. The Hoop Summit presented by Nike. USA a winner by 20. Welcome back to UTSA's Convocation Center. Bill and Bobby Crimmins, Brian Anderson with you here with the USA 99 99-79, the final score here today. And Luka Bogdanovic ends up with 20 points to lead the world team. We talked about in the opening comments, he's certainly a very talented player.
He really is. He's just a great shooter for his size. I believe he can do everything. He finally started getting his stroke going, but it was just not enough for the world team.
Ends up with 20 points and 6 rebounds here in this first half, or in this Hoop Summit, if I can get it out here for you. And just a sensational player, but they were a little bit overmatched today. Brian Anderson, though, has a chance to visit more with him.
All right, thanks. And Luka Bogdanovic, 20 points in this game today. What did you think about not only the competition, but specifically the talent on the other side?
Yeah, you know, I scored 20 points, but my team is lost, so I don't know how good that is, but USA team is pretty good. They are physically unbelievable, so we didn't box out, we didn't play any defense, so they win, you know. It's they win about 20 points difference, so I don't know. Well done.
Same club in Serbia as Peja Stojakovic. You play on that same club team. What are your aspirations for the immediate future? Going into the NBA draft?
Yeah, of course. I'm going on the NBA draft. Only I just know is it going to be this year or next.
All right. Great. Thanks for joining us. Good job today.
Thanks you.
Nice work. Guys, back to you.
All right. Thanks, Brian. Well, Bobby, you made the comment about Sebastian Telfair and his comments about winning. Nice to see on the losing side, too. That's all his concern was, hey, we didn't win, we didn't play well enough. And it's nothing about him.
Exactly. And this will be good for the world team. And again, they were missing 5, 6, 7 players that were really crucial to them. But USA, they just took control of this game early. Quickness.
Yeah, and win this one in a breeze by 20, although it was hard fought. Stay with us. When we come back, we'll continue with the interviews. Josh Smith. Yeah, a chance to look at him today. We'll have a chance to visit with him when we return. 99-79 the final. 99-79 the final. Some of the fans hanging out here, as well as some of the coaches. USA a winner by 20. Welcome back. Bill Land along with Bobby Crimmins here. And the star for the USA team, well, there was a number of them, but certainly Josh Smith was so impressive here today, both ends of the floor.
Well, we heard so much what a great athlete this young man, but I tell you, he's a game player because as soon as the game got going, this guy really got going. He did everything. He got fouled on that, but I just love how quick he is. Look at that athletic ability. And, you know, he came out ready to play, and Sebastian got the ball to him.
He ends up on the day with 27 points, 6 rebounds, hit 12 of 18 from the floor, and all in 33 minutes of work. Great effort by Josh Smith, and Brian Anderson's got a chance to visit with him.
All right, thanks a lot, Bill. Well, Josh Smith, you're headed to Indiana, but what do you do from now until you enroll?
Right now, after this, I'm just going to go to my school and work out with one of my coaches, probably late night, lift weights and shoot some, stay in shape.
You showed a great all-around game today. If you had to pinpoint a weakness and something you'll be working on, what would it be?
Everything. I mean, I wouldn't want to give all my secrets out because, you know, people know my weaknesses and then they'll go after it.
I talked to Jerry West at halftime, commenting from a player's perspective about playing in front of all of these eyes, NBA eyes, college scouts as well. How is that for you and your teammates to play in front of this many people?
I mean, it's an honor, but we don't let that get to our heads. We just play, and we just play to win and play hard.
Your coach, Boo Williams, commented that he really wanted a team effort, didn't want this to be a showcase. Do you feel like you gave him that?
Yeah, I felt like we gave him that. I mean, we played real hard, and we played together. And us playing together solved a lot of things. We won, and we just played hard.
You got a prediction for tomorrow? Who's going to be our national champion?
Probably UConn. I mean, I love the Georgia Tech boys, but UConn is a powerhouse.
You just not made a friend in Bobby Crimmins. You realize that?
Yeah,
all
I
right.
know that.
Josh Smith, thank you. Great game today, 27 points, 6 rebounds. He's going with UConn, guys.
Well, if he's as good at predicting as he is playing, I'll go with him in that category.
I'm sticking with the Yellow Jackets.
Josh Smith, a great effort here today. Certainly the MVP for this USA club. Stay with us. We've got some stats coming up next. USA select 99-79 over the best of the world.